Es gibt ja viele, die kommen und dann gehen sie auch wieder ganz schnell, weil sie entweder nicht kreativ genug sind oder nicht talentiert genug. Einer, der bleibt über die Jahrzehnte. Joe Cocker jetzt bei mir. Hallo.
Hello, Miriam.
How are you? How was the rehearsal so far?
It sounded pretty good to me, nice and loud.
It's always something special to perform at that, and that's because of this huge stage design.
Someone reminded me it's my 9th go at it, and I can remember doing it like in Austria, in the middle of the hills, and you used to pick weird locations, and so it's always a bit of a challenge. You kind of get a little edgy, but
Still for you as well?
yeah, well, because it's live.
Ah, okay. That's always Live-Shows sind immer so ein Ding. Hard Knocks, that's the song you're going to perform. It's the title track from the new album, and actually yesterday was a very important day for your fans because this album came out.
Right.
It's something very special because the last time when we talked, it was Hymn to My Soul, and it was without any technical support. This time it's different. Why?
Well, I signed a new deal with Sony, and when they first came to me, they asked for more of a Cocker record, which I didn't quite understand at the time, but I was thinking, I loved Ethan Johns, who I worked with on the last one, but I tried to do something more modern, that would get played on the radio to compete with Lady Gaga and people.
Okay, got you. The title Hard Knocks, what do you think? Where do you learn more from your successes or from failure or relapses?
Yeah, well, after, I'm 66, so, I've been beaten down a few times over my life period. I mean, in the 70s, I had a rough time, but you kind of bounce back. And so the song is it's a little of my life, but I just kind of like the groove, really.
But about which moments in your life are you thinking about while singing this song?
Well, I try not to go back in there. Because, the rough period in my life was in the mid-70s, and I got through it, and so but it's just like one of those things, it's like battle wounds, you're like a soldier, you've got a few scars at the end of the day.
What do you think? How big is the influence of Matt Soledadic, the producer of this album? Because he did stuff like Collective Soul, for example, alternative rock. How big is the influence of him concerning the technical stuff as well?
Very big, love. I mean, I knew, when I interviewed a few producers, and when I talked to Matt, I knew his background, and I kind of said, you can have full reign, because, I mean, a lot of that overdubbing, the electronic stuff, I'm not used to at all. So I kind of said, go ahead, and then when I'd leave him alone for a few days and then go back in and hear what he'd done. And,
Did you trust him straight from the beginning?
Yes.
Yeah? Because sometimes it could be a little bit strange to work with something.
If you notice, Miriam, he co-wrote quite a few of the songs too, which was a new, I mean, I didn't do many covers. Only one cover on this album.
I hope from the Dixie Chicks, right?
Correct, yeah.
Why? Why aren't there so much cover version? Also because of the reason you want the songs to be played in the radio? That's a reason for that as well, or?
It didn't start that way. But I live in Colorado, and we recorded in LA, and I would come down and we would pick a couple of tunes, work with a live band, and then he would do all the modification stuff. And it just turned out that way that when, everyone kept reminding me, they're going to want a cover from you, a couple of, and, but we'd already got to 10 songs, and I kind of felt that's the project, that was it.
How do you choose your songs now? I guess you're singing about different things now than 30 years ago. Do you miss sometimes this, I fall in love for the first time with the girl song singing?
It's a bit weird, like I do a song on there called Unforgiven, which is a very big, I mean, to get into it, mentally, it's a very romantic kind of song, but it's very sad, and it's like one of those things when you've been singing as long as I have, you're almost like an actor. You just walk, you know what I mean? You have to climb into songs, and I do find it harder, because I'm pop lyrics. That's why I listen to so many songs when I'm researching, that I just can't sing because They're just too pop, you know.
Ah, okay, but there are not many ballads on the record actually. But that's
No.
not why you aren't romantic anymore. It's just because it was a different time now.
Well, like I say, you know, I can't really sing adolescent lyrics, but some of the songs that have lasted for years with me, like "You Are So Beautiful," are very simple in the projection, you know.
What about Thankful? There is a gospel choir in the song as well. Is it just because of the sound, or even because you're a religious person in some way? Or
No, the song lent itself that way.
okay.
I mean, you know, we did it originally with just, you know, wondering how we should embellish it, you know. And we brought a live choir into the studio, and it seemed to work.
But would you consider yourself as a religious person?
No, but I've always loved soul music. You know, I mean, Ray Charles was my mentor, and Ray took a lot of his stuff from gospel. So I've always been in that line where the blues meets gospel, meets rock, you know.
When you said you wanted to do songs who have the chance to be played in the radio as well, did time change concerning the radio as well from the 70s, 80s? Which song have a chance now and compared to other times?
Yeah, I'm sure it has, love, and I really don't know what I'm out of my depth, you know. But I always think back to the times when I used to drive a lot after the shows in Germany, and I'd be, you know, you would hear, they would always play, which I like compared to the States. They'd play a nice mix of, you know, something old, something different. You know what I mean? It doesn't all have to be raving new pop.
Okay.
And so I was trying to get something in that, that we get in there.
What about the radio charts of today? You said you want to be in the competition with Lady Gaga as well in the radio. What do you think about her music and that stuff? Is it maybe just because of the styling, or is it because of the music, or what do you think?
No, I mean, I know they've got youth on their side, you know.
Okay.
But I mean, I've got a bit of experience, you know, and I think, you know, I've had good fans over the years, and they kind of like my singing. So, I mean, it's only my 21st album in 45 years. I mean, it doesn't seem like a lot.
Let's see if we are talking about Lady Gaga in 30 years later. We waited. I'm waiting for it.
Yeah.
You've got a special present for your fans as well. You've got very loyal fans, and here's something very rare in our times, actually. Gibt es nämlich auch als Platte, möchte man an der Stelle nochmal erwähnen, Hard Knocks. And you're going on tour with those songs, starting in Oberhausen, or where is it? In Oberhausen, yeah, next week.
Yeah, actually, we start earlier because we're in Poland, going to rehearse, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, Germany comes on a little later. I'm sorry, I don't have the date list with me, but...
We can put it on the internet. Also
Yeah.
wo wer genau spielt, das könnt ihr natürlich bei uns auch erfahren, ist gar kein Problem. Are you going to sing your old classics as well? Like my favorite, With a Little Help of My Friends?
Yeah, oh God.
Yeah?
Before you were born, probably I recorded that, no? Almost.
Yeah, yeah, almost.
68, you know.
Yeah.
And of course, you know, Unchain My Heart and You Can Leave Your Hat On. I mean, they expect...
But you're still smiling when you're talking about those songs. You're not
Yeah.
tired of, right?
Well, you know, I love the reaction when I sing and I look out in the audience. You can see people more or less transported back in time to that time period, you know, and it's very magical when you know, I mean, because I had a lady on German Airlines, you know, when I last flew back to America, and she said, "Joe, you don't know how much your songs brought me through a bad patch of my life." And you realize that, you know, music's very deep, you know, how you can connect with people over the years.
That's one of the magical moments, isn't it? If somebody's coming to you and say,
It
you really
was.
changed something.
Yeah, love. I mean, because sometimes you get caught up, you know, it never becomes a job to me. But sometimes, you know, you kind of go, does it really mean anything? So when someone says something like that, it's kind of makes it seem a little worthwhile, you know.
I wish you all the best and hope to see you soon. The next time when you're on Wetten, Das at least. Thank you so much, Joe Cocker. Dankeschön.
Dankeschön.